Welcome to 50 video game fun facts. In this video, I hope to show every single person watching a fact they never knew before. So let's get right into this. The most sold video game console of all time is the PS2, and according to a recent interview, it has sold over 160 million units. The first video game console ever made was the Magnavox Odyssey, released back in 1972. The first, or what's believed to be the first video game ever made, was Tennis for Two, developed in 1958. The most sold video game ever was Minecraft, with over 300 million units sold and counting. Although the last number featured in the title was 10, there has been 18 Mario Party games in total. As for Mario Kart, there has been a total of 15. To save everybody a bit of time, I'm gonna bundle all these next ones into one big fact. There has been 6 Mario Golf games, 8 tennis games, 3 soccer/striker games, and 7 miscellaneous sports games, not including Mario vs. Sonic at the Olympic Games. Nintendo and Sony were extremely close to developing a console together, but Nintendo backed out at the last second to work with Philips. That's most likely the only reason we have the PlayStation we know and love today. According to Speedrun.com, the most speedrun video game on the site is Cetera, a geography game. The beloved Backyard Sports series has a total of 38 games spanning across 18 years. The N64 had 2 pack-in games, Super Mario 64 of course, and Pilotwings 64. The Sega Master System has the longest lifespan of a mainline video game console, going from 1986 to now, because it's still selling in Brazil. On the contrary, the shortest lifespan of a console was the Virtual Boy, which only lasted a year. YouTube has recently started porting mobile games to play on their site. And no, I'm not sponsored, I just think that's a really weird thing to do. The first game to be offered on Steam was Half-Life 2, back in 2004. Sony Interactive Entertainment has the most Game of the Year awards from a single dev team, with 4. One of the longest speedrun records on Speedrun.com is for the game Bane Kados, Eternal Wings in the Lost Ocean 100%, which is 338 hours currently. The heaviest video game console is this version of the PS3, weighing 11 pounds or around 4.9 kilograms. The difference between the world record fastest run and the 100th fastest run on the original Super Mario Bros. Is only by 3 seconds. The most watched video game on Twitch is GTA 5 at over 127 million hours. New Super Mario Bros. Wii was the first Super Mario game with simultaneous multiplayer. The most sold video game in the first 24 hours after release was GTA 5, which sold 11 million copies. The video game with the most pieces of music is Final Fantasy XIV, with 384 songs. Nintendo was once sued by Universal, claiming Donkey Kong infringed on King Kong. The Xbox was almost called the Direct Xbox. The most ported video game is Tetris, which is on over 65 platforms. An average of 50 games per day are released on Steam. Sony Interactive Entertainment is estimated to be worth around $39 billion, the most of any video game company. The longest development for a video game was Duke Nukem Forever, which took 14 years. The person believed to have the biggest video game collection is Antonio Romero Montero. The most emulated console on the Steam Deck is the PS2. The lowest rated game on Metacritic is Big Rig's Over-the-Road Racing. The most expensive in-game item ever sold was the Entropia Galaxy in Planet Calypso. Rocket League used to be called Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Power Battle Cards. The first patent for a video game was given to Sanders Associates in 1964. The first wireless mainline video game controller was the CX42 for the Atari 2600. The longest video game marathon was performed by Carrie Swedecki while playing Just Dance 2015. The first PlayStation game to sell 1 million copies was Tekken. The first video game with human voices in it was Dragon's Lair. The first movie based off of a video game was Super Mario Bros. Released back in 1993. GameStop used to be called FuncoLand. The first 3D video game was Maze War, developed by NASA programmers in 1973. Sony used to sell rice cookers. The largest US video game store is Iron Blast, an 11,000 square foot space at a mall in Pennsylvania. The first video gaming tournament was the Space Invaders Championship, held back in 1980. The International Dota 2 tournament holds the record for biggest gaming tournament cash prize at $40 million. The largest video game acquisition was when Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard for $75 billion. Saturn Bomberman was the first HD video game. There is a total of 285 Nintendo Power articles. GTA 6 is taking way too long to release. Okay, you may have known that last one, but wow, you watched this entire video? I hope you learned something along the way. Thanks for watching.